Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are back with another first impressions video taking a look at the EMB-200 Crop Duster. I was just talking about a crop duster in Microsoft Flight Simulator a couple of weeks ago, so it's really exciting to see this aircraft come to the simulator, and today we're going to check it out. Alright, so getting right into it, guys, I am super excited. I can say all the external elements and textures look absolutely fantastic. I have no issues whatsoever. Excuse the poor camera work. It's a little weird when I have the track IR actually working. I suppose I could actually center it. That would probably make a difference and give us a little bit better control. There we go. But the exterior textures look fantastic. There are no issues whatsoever that I can tell. Right down to the wheel chocks, they look pretty cool. I love the fill tank over here. The spray booms look great. I mean, you can even see the little rotaries, the wind rotaries that actually drive the sprayers. That's too cool. Very cool. Let's go ahead and jump into the seat. Stepping to the cockpit again, no complaints or issues here. I love everything. It looks great. It really does. I'm super excited to try this out. Now, let's talk about a few things here right off the bat that are going to be important to you guys. All of the external elements and the fill process is controlled here. So when we tap this button here, you'll see your fill gauge rise. You must be on the ground. You must be stopped in order for that to function. Winglets, you can actually turn the winglets on and off. So there, you can see they are now off. If we come down here, give that another tap, and you can actually turn them on. And then the external elements you can remove completely if you wish, or have it on for that cool screenshot or better immersion. So really awesome, loving this. We have our throttle, we have a mixture, and then this is a dump valve to actually initiate the spray. Now they put one up here as well to make it a bit easier, because now this is fictional. This lever up here, in my understanding, is fictional, but it does make it a bit easier when flying the sim. I could not find any indication that there was a key binding for it. I hope that that's something that comes later on. It would be really nice, if they include that with the, the water rudder or something like that. The documentation for this aircraft is very nicely done. We have a full checklist that you can use. Okay, very simple. Obviously, there isn't much to this aircraft. It really is quite simple. Tail wheel lock not available. Avoid sudden aggressive rudder movements. Good to know. Let's see here. Allow tail to raise before rotating after breaking ground. Do not retract flaps until at least 80 knots. All right, so we're going to want to be looking at some flap control. Adjust elevator trim for climb. I'm just going through catching the biggest ones. I actually kind of like these red highlights. After touchdown, avoid sudden aggressive wheel or tail wheel movements. That makes sense again. That's how you get into a ground loop. But it's pretty simple aircraft. So the checklist, again, you guys know how I am about documentation. Now, it is not built in, and I know that that's a big hindrance for a lot of people. They like to be able to just come up and use this toolbar checklist. The only thing I can say, guys, is I have seen this more and more that people are sticking over to PDF. I think there's a couple of reasons if I were to take a guess. This is just an educated guess. Number one, using the checklist here, and actually it looks like it does have one, so I'm going to put my foot in my mouth on that one. But even here, I think that my biggest takeaway from this versus PDF, we can obviously put significantly more information onto a PDF, and you can get screenshots in a PDF, and you can get weights and charts and balances and all that stuff into a PDF that you can't use with the in-game checklist. I actually prefer the PDF doc. I really do. I think it's, and it really makes a big difference if you have a tablet or, multiple monitors. I've got 3 monitors, so obviously, I take advantage and can leverage that. But even if you have a tablet or a laptop or something like that you can put your checklist on, I do recommend the PDFs over the in-game checklist, because it's a real quick glance, boom, and then you don't have to worry about losing that real estate having the checklist up on your monitor. Just my personal preference, something to think about. And then, the second document that comes with it is the actual operational handbook, if you will. Ooh, excuse me. That one snuck up on me. The aircraft is widely employed in Brazil, having a market share of about 80%. Wow. The EMB made its first flight in 1970. This is an old aircraft. And got certified in 71. Important VFR only, non-acrobatic aircraft, tail wheel lock not available. Avoids, there it is, sudden aggressive movements with a tail wheel. Then it gives you specifications. Let's actually zoom this back a little bit. It's a little intense. Got some tables here. Okay, max speed agricultural operation, 100 knots. So we want to make sure that when we're dusting, we're at least at 100 knots or below. Let's see here. It does give us some information here that we want to adjust. So let's go ahead and make sure we're in the parameters here. So it looks like we want to be about 27. Oops, wrong one. On the center of gravity on the Mac. So I'm just going to make sure really that we're in between here. Oh, yep, right about there. It says to pull the fuel back. I did do a test with it earlier just to make sure I had everything working. So we're going to leave that. Literally got the engine started, flew for 2 seconds, and then stopped it. You know, want to make sure everything was right. Just because that was kind of a weird setting that I hadn't seen in previous aircraft. So anyway, the fuel chemical tank, we already talked about that. The spray system, again, I think this is where I was talking about. So you have lever 1 here, which is down here on your axis. And then there's a second lever. But you know what? I'm kind of curious. If this is just a lever... I can't pull that one either. I'd really love to see if that was like on a pitch axis or something like that. Like they could use a couple different things for this aircraft. I really hope to see that get on an axis. But anyway, so there's the long and short of the aircraft. Let's go ahead and get her started. And we are out in very northern Wyoming, guys. Sort of out in the middle of nowhere. There's a little couple of fields down here just over this horizon that I figured we'd simulate dusting on and see what that's like. And actually, we're not going to be simulating, we're going to be dusting. So let's see what we got here. We got battery obviously on, alternator needs to come on, nav lights can come on. That's our beacon light. Takeoff, landing, and agricultural operation. Electric fuel pump is mandatory. So let's go ahead and throw it on now. Our magnetos, right? There's set it to both for now. Landing lights can remain off for the moment. Mixture, let's get that beautiful thing over to full rich here. Let's crack that throttle just a little bit. And let's give her a start. Oh, what do we do here? Do I have a fuel valve that I'm missing? Yes, we do. Well, but we were on the... I think that would be fuel cutoff. Oh, there she goes. All right, that was it. That little guy back there. Okay, and then we want... we have flaps or no flaps are our options. We want flaps down until at least 80 knots at rotation or after rotation. Here is our spray. We already talked about that, didn't we? Yes, we did. Let's see if the test lights work. Very cool. And we do have a nav system. Yep, I just want to make sure you can't trigger it on the ground. Alright. And when we start the engine, it looks like all the external elements automatically remove. So the only thing left to do now is to fly it. Alright, let's see what we're in for here. Let's go ahead and turn those landing lights on now. Let's turn some cabin heat on. It's pretty cold up here in Wyoming. Whoa. There we go, that's better. Tiny little cockpit, man. Tiny little cockpit. we're going to come up here and we're going to turn around. And while we're in taxi, you know what else I want to do? Let me get that flight recorder going so we can see some of this in replay. There we go. Oh, come on. I like the noises, but they're a little too intense for, you know, the lack of motion. But I get what they're doing. Still like it. Good stuff. Alright, so first thing, let's start recording here. Alright guys, here we go. Max power. I actually pulled the mixture back just a little bit. I forgot to lean it to our altitude. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, mercy. This was not a good place to take off. Okay. Okay, that was not good. That was my bad. Bad choice of takeoff position. Alright, we're supposed to leave the flaps down until we reach 80 knots. Starting to trim that nose up a little bit. Oof. Like I said, guys, I did not fly this thing around for much more than a second, and I picked a hardened runway last time. Alright, so there we are. Let's get those flaps up. Have to watch that trim some more. Alright, looking for about 100 knots. Alright. So not too bad. Could have been worse. Let's go ahead and check out the replay on that one. Okay, so first thing that catches me right off the bat, and it caught me last time too, is the sound. The audio sounds a little funky. I just sort of listen as I move my head around. And it's the same as the external if you guys didn't catch it from the replay there. All right, let's pull that power back a bit. Well, and that's flying very nicely. It's definitely a flyer. You have you're hands-on with this one. I figure this is a nice area to sort of simulate some crop dusting. Like I said, I just wish there was an easier way to trigger it. I really do. Okay. Just wanted to check that. All right, guys. So now let's find our customer here. All right, let's start our recording so we can watch that from the external views. Let's see what do we got here. What do you guys think? Find a nice approach path to the field here. This is a nice big one. Makes sense, right? We're at about 90 knots. I'm going to add a little bit of power. And we're going to come around and dust this one right here. Nice big open field. Should be easy. And only because I said that, we're going to screw it up. By we, I mean me. Alright, here we go. Coming around. Alright, down. Okay, I think we dusted. Let's find out. Alright, so that was super freaking awesome. Oh man, I'd like to see them do that with like the fire bombers. Simulate helping out with some forest fires, putting them out. I think that would be a good thing. That'd be an awesome simulator. Like, you know, I would fly a simulator that was just that purpose. If somebody made that, I would do that in a heartbeat. If they made it like, you know, really study level, if you will. I know a lot of people don't like that word. I don't typically like using it, but high fidelity, let's go with that. Flight simulator for bombing fires. I think that would be an awesome thing. Man, that'd be rough. I mean, just turbulence alone would beat the crap out of you. Alright, so we have crop dusted our customer's field. Let's go and get paid for that crop dust, shall we? Which means we gotta land our plane. That's how we do it out here in the country. And listen to me talk out my butt like I didn't have any idea what I'm talking about. Let's put them flaps down. Oof. Easy, baby. Uh-oh. Ooh. Not too bad. I expected that to go a lot worse. Well, guys, again, this is the EMB-200 Crop Duster that's available on the sim market. Link down in the description below. Highly recommend it. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to be thinking of new ways to incorporate this aircraft into more videos. This was a good time. I'm really enjoying this. I really hope they come up with some sort of way to automatically control the spray, a button, an axis, something that we can trigger from, you know, from our flight controls. I think that would make it much, much better, and definitely increase that, again, that immersion, the thing that I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for that immersion. And anytime you have to reach for the mouse, it just breaks the crap out of it. So I really, really hope that you guys try this one out. Let me know what you think of it down in the description below. And be on the lookout for more videos about this one. We have a giveaway coming in the next video, guys, so be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. I will talk to you guys very, very soon. But until then, take care, folks.